I have a modern love story to share with you tonight. It's about being consciously present for all the love that is around us right now, because to me, right now is all we really have. Externally, culture shows us that we have modern love everywhere we look. Musicians sing about it. Bruno Mars says we're a treasure. We're locked out of heaven. Artists, Donna Dallas has a show here tonight all about love. When you see her art, you can't really not see love. But for me, I learned about love internally. I grew up in a small town in Arkansas, and love was about tadpoles and swing sets and throwing a baseball to my dad. Love was pretty innocent, and it was carefree, and it was easy. And then I grew up, and I fell in love with a man, a hot man. And love got hot and sexy and intimate. And it was all those dreams coming true, you know, when you're a little girl. It was about marriage, and it was about commitment, and of course, with all that hotness, we were like the Creed song. We were arms wide open. We created life. And it was all about cuddle fest, and it was about being parents and playful and working hard, you know? But for me, I think love is sort of like being on a mountaintop, right? Somebody's got your back, you're dreaming, and you see the future, and it's looking so bright, right? It's kind of like Rocky Mountain High, yeah? Well, until it wasn't. And on Valentine's Day 2000, a hit-and-run driver hit our car on the way home from dinner. And he died in my arms. Left me a young widow to raise those 2 little girls. No one should have to lose the person they love on Valentine's Day, or donate a real heart to a complete stranger. But that's exactly what happened to me. Love was about letting go. Love was about saying goodbye for now. But love showed up in the courage and the strength that I found to raise my daughters and make good decisions, even as they waited for their daddy to come home, and when I showed them where we were married. Love was about remembering and honoring. And I woke up every day and I put a smile on my face, because that's what any good, loving mother would do. And we needed help. So I went to a local grief center called New Hope for Kids and started volunteering, and then I became on the board. And then this film crew came to town, and they asked me to be a part of a reality show, and I said yes. And for 10 days, they were in my house, and let me tell you, love got really strange and really bizarre. But they found that I had a secret, and that secret was that I still had the bloody sweater that I was wearing that night. And they asked me to give it a proper burial, and I said, yes, I was ready. I was ready to let go, and I was ready to let love and life back into me. And so I did what anyone would do. I adopted a cat. And I dressed it up, and I taught it to read. No, actually what I did is I found little bits of joy and laughter, just like we just did. And then it got even more bizarre. Oprah called. I ended up going on the show, and they said I was a hero that didn't know it. And I told millions of people that I was going to be an inspiration to my daughter. People don't ever do that. Because the love became a huge responsibility. But you know what? After that, I started finding my way. I got a sports car. I traveled around the world. I dated some extraordinary men and a few stalkers. Love was experiential, and guess what? I was becoming an inspiration to my daughters and to myself. And the biggest surprise was to a lot of other widows, young widows. Yeah, that's what you're looking at right here. Every third Thursday, I invite them into my home for the last couple of years. And you know what? I've never been around so many people who are living, laughing, and loving with such depth. We call it the Modern Widows Club. There's 11.4 million widows in this country, and 3.5 million of those are under 65. I've got a lot more to meet. But let me tell you, when we're having these authentic conversations, which only widows can have with each other, they ask me, how do I know I'm making the right decisions? And I say, does it give you goosebumps? Does it move you? And you know what? If it does, it's the right decision for you. Because the thing about goosebumps is, you can't have one unless you're squarely in your own love story. Yeah. So I say, let's all go live a goosebump life. Let's go be our own heroes and let those goosebumps show you the way to your own heart's desire. Because that's really the life and the love we all deserve. Thank you.